We actually started in the 50s, way back in the lobby of Academy Theatre. Hills Florist actually was in there too. They didn't have their own building at the time. And we used to perform there, and we'd perform at the old Bonfire restaurant out on 7 and do dinner theaters there. We were sort of just a traveling troupe. And then we were lucky enough that this building that was a cable station went up for sale, and we were lucky enough to purchase it, which is fantastic because even though we have a mortgage, this is our building. Where other theaters have to rent their spaces and things, we are so fortunate that we scooped up the opportunity when we could. Our last show was Don't Trust for Dinner that I was a part of in 2019. And unfortunately, COVID hit during our production of another show called Tin Woman, and we quickly shut down the building.
When we got shut down, I was in the Tin Woman production that was happening at the time. So I didn't have rehearsals to come to anymore, and I didn't have things to do in my spare time, and with school online, it was definitely an adjustment. I sat in bed a lot, did nothing. I texted other theater people and went, hey, how are you doing? Are you also upset? And it was definitely hard. And then when we started doing things online again, it slowly started getting better.
At our AGM, our financial officer let us know that we were 3 to 6 months from closing. If we didn't do something quick, we were not going to have a Lindsay Little Theatre.
It was very hard for us because, as you can see, our theatre is very small. We have a maximum capacity of 42. And with the restrictions that were brought in since COVID, we were only able to operate at 25% capacity, or sufficient that people could do the 6 feet distancing, which really, really limited us. So we could not put on, it would cost us more to put on a production than we would take in revenue from it. Our funds have taken a huge hit because we still have things that have to be paid. The theatre has to be paid for. We have a mortgage on this building. There's maintenance. There's all sorts of things, utilities. They all have to be paid, and the money has to come from somewhere. So we had to start thinking outside the box. We did a lot of fundraising efforts, the usual stuff, such as bottle drives. We had donations from local businesses to help us with some of the things that we needed. We partnered with the Pie-Eyed Monk, which is a restaurant and brewery here in Lindsay, and they very kindly allowed us to do a dinner theatre with them. It helped them with their revenue because of the dinner, and it helped us because we were able to perform in front of a much larger audience than we could hear. So that gave a big boost to our funds.
The Pie-Eyed Monk relationship is what saved our theatre. We got some serious funding from that show. This is our safe place. This is our stress-free place. This is where we come and let loose and we practice our skills. And without it, it was hard for a lot of people mentally to stay sane during the pandemic. We tried Zoom calls, Zoom rehearsals, Zoom play reads, but it was just not the same as connecting and doing that thing that we love. This for us is sort of like hockey for other people or knitting for other people. This is our place to come and relax and enjoy and have fun. And it became apparent quickly that we needed to adapt to COVID. It wasn't going away. This wasn't just a fly-by-night thing. It had to be taken seriously, and we had to take it seriously to keep our doors open. So we decided we needed the outdoor stage. And while it wasn't the best timing, and with lumber prices being what they were, we still went for it because we want these doors to stay open. We do so much for the community, and more than just putting on a show, we felt it was imperative. And Home Building Center came in and donated half the plywood to make this happen for us. And I was in tears when talking to them because I don't think we'd be here if we now have 3 revenue streams coming in just in August, and it means the world to this place and to us. We were just so grateful to be able to at least open our doors somewhat in each capacity, in each stage. And the public has been insanely supportive. We've already sold out our 12th night show. And they just jumped on board. And I mean, we were sold out within a week. It was absolutely fantastic. And in phase 2, we can only have 25 outside. So in phase 3, we're even going to open up another block of tickets. So this has been just, it was hard to do the investment at first. I have to tell you, that was a hard decision for our board to make. But once we dedicated it to it, we've only blossomed since. And it's how we're going to stay alive during this pandemic till we can get back in here.
I'm the producer for the show. My friend Jack, he's the director of the show. So for the 12th night show that is actually happening at the end of this month, tickets hopefully will be able to go back on sale soon enough. We unfortunately lost our show due to COVID a while back. It was like our grade 12 final year. And this is the show, 12th night, that got me and him both into acting. It was the thing that made us love it, the thing that inspires us every day, to be honest with you, to get out of bed and go to the theater, and I get to play my dream role of Malvolio. And we unfortunately lost it due to COVID. So then when we came back and pitched it to LLT, and it was like, hey, we have this outdoor stage and we're gonna put on 12th night. It's gonna be a fun comedy we're gonna put on. They jumped on the opportunity, and we have been so thankful that we've been able to do this. And we're very, very, very thankful that they're trusting 2 19-year-olds to really put it on. And of course, we have our mentorships like Catherine, who we just talked to earlier, has been really helping us through it. To have the opportunity to be one of the first shows, full-length shows outdoor is quite an honor to have. And there is tons of pressure that we wake up with. Again, 2 19-year-olds, you got to have a little pressure on us at some point.
We are a safe space for kids, and there's often times where they'll just text you and be like, hey, are you at the theater? And it's like, I'm not there till 6, and you'll hear, oh. And you're like, do you need me there earlier? They're like, well, I'd like to come do my homework. And you're like, absolutely, let's open those doors. So for me personally, shutting down for COVID during the lockdown phase, it saddened me so much because this is the best place for these kids to be, and we couldn't. And I'm so glad we're open and functioning and up and running now, so.
The one thing I was kept being told is you will come back and you will enjoy. And I do. Every day I come here, I look forward to coming here. People come to LLT a little nervous, a little different, sorry. People who come to LLT always come here a little nervous, a little lost at times. Sorry. But you come here, you get on stage, you meet people, and your confidence just explodes, and you change. I mean, look at me 4 years ago. I wouldn't have been able to do any of the stuff I've been able to do today. And without this theater, a lot of people wouldn't be where we are today. A lot of our mental states would have changed. A lot of us as people would have been different.
I brought a lot of my friends here because for the longest time, I was one of the only people my age here and that I ever really saw. But now that I just keep recruiting friends from drama classes and stuff just to come hang out and see what it's all about. And it's really nice to have other people here and bring people in just because it is such a welcoming space to be in. And I'm mostly excited, honestly, to get back on stage because for the longest time when I started, I met Pam, who passed away just last year, and she kept recruiting me back to shows. And every time she would go, I can't wait to see you on stage. And make myself cry over here, it's fine. Every time she would just tell me that she's so excited to see me on stage. And I think that's the thing I'm most excited about is that I finally got on stage and now I get to keep doing it and come back.
My favorite part of this place is that you can come in having zero experience and you're my favorite type of person. Because if you want to just have fun and learn stuff, heck yeah, this is the place you want to be. We do something better than I think a lot of places in that you come here, you feel at home, and then you never leave.